and welcome to the Oxygen Addict Triathlon Podcast. We're brought to you every week by our sponsors, PrecisionHydration.com.
Precision Hydration offer electrolyte drinks in different strengths to match how you sweat. Personalise your hydration strategy today at precisionhydration.com and get a free box or tube of pH worth up to $9.99 using the code OxygenAddict.
We're also brought to you by foodsell.co.uk.
The next generation of top tube nutritional carriers for your bike, designed to allow endurance triathletes and cyclists to carry enough food and gels while allowing easy access. Check it out at foodsell.co.uk.
We're also brought to you by teamoxygenaddict.com triathlon coaching.
Helping age group triathletes see huge improvements in their triathlon performance. The time training system makes sure you get the important training done each week in a way that complements the rest of your life.
Awesome, everyone. Welcome to the show. This week we have got Ironman Wales special.
I'm loving the excitement
don't know why
in your voice,
I'm talking like
Rob.
an American wrestling announcer. Should we stop that straight away?
Yes.
I'm all excited because one of the guys I had racing there sent me a video taken from the cliffs as everyone was singing the national anthem.
Oh.
And the camera like pans round the cliffs, and there must be, I've heard reports of 20,000 people, and from the video clip it's easy to believe that.
20,000? I don't know. I mean, I was up there looking over the beach, and it is just spine tingling when they play the national anthem.
Is it over the speakers as well as people singing? Right.
It's over the speakers, yeah.
It had that sort of Welsh choir feeling to it, didn't it? And I was thinking, I wouldn't know the words if I was there.
So many local people not only race it but come out and support. That you'd have plenty of people who do know the words, so you could just kind of hum along,
mouth along.
yeah, it's fine. But no, it is one of the most spectacular starts to a sporting event in the world, and I'm going to say I have been to quite a few.
Haven't you? You've been to several Olympics,
Yeah, and genuinely, in terms of goosebumps and things like that, it is really up there because it's like a natural cauldron with the sea and the cliffs, and
it's like an amphitheatre, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
it's incredible. 2,300
excited, nervous athletes all sort of packed into a small space, and they sort of parade them through Tenby from transition really as well to even get to the swim start.
Yeah.
So they're walking past all these crowds to then get down onto the beach, and then we were standing up at the top, so looking down over it all, and we were there from about 6:05 in the morning, and the race starts at 5:07, and you can see that the sun, bit by bit, is gradually rising, so there's more sunlight, and it was the most glorious morning. And from where we were standing, the water looked stunningly
just amazing,
beautiful,
wasn't it? Yeah,
like Mill Pond Flat. And because it was a glorious morning, it was a spectacular sunrise as well. So I think for anyone who raced, it would have been a really special moment that you just have to capture those things in life.
Was there a bit of you that was thinking, when I did it, it was hammering down?
Lots of me thinking, oh my God, like this is just, you can't even compare it to 2 years ago. It was just...
The weather makes such a difference,
awful,
doesn't it? Yeah.
Massive difference. But again, a bit like last year, throughout the whole day, there wasn't a big part of me that was thinking, I really want to be doing this. So I'm not saying I don't want to be ever doing an Ironman again, but I still think I'm a bit scarred by Ironman Wales 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am in no rush to go back and race in Tenby. No rush at all.
You managed to channel your significant energy into supporting at the very least, didn't you?
Yeah. So I am as delighted to be down there. I think it's the most incredible race, the most incredible place, but I didn't think I want to be racing. I just think every time you sort of drive into Tenby, I think, oh my God, they've got to run up here. Like this is just,
it's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah. So I still do think back to that, and I think anyone who finished yesterday. Anyone who didn't manage to beat the cut-offs and maybe didn't finish, I just am full of respect, because I know what goes into even signing up for Ironman Wales.
Yeah, totally. All right, so you were there being super supporter and with your official little Ironman sticker interviewer sticker on. Did you get an actual sticker?
No, I didn't get one.
Oh, no stickers?
No stickers. They changed their policy this year. So, no, didn't get an Ironman sticker, but I managed to...
Do you have a lanyard at least?
Nope.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm gonna make you a lanyard and send it to you.
It's okay, I've got quite a few, but no, didn't get one. But I did manage to gather a whole load of interviews, and it's honestly, just keep on listening to this podcast, because they're cool interviews. And there's just a whole range of emotion, of excitement from, first time winners, uncovering a little bit of a few gems about some of these characters, some of these people, and then you've got pure emotion from people who, well, Lucy Gossage basically, who was like, yep, yeah. So listen out, honestly, they're really good interviews, and we've got a pre-race interview with Lucy too.
Cool. Well, shall we kick it off with that then? Kick off with a pre-race interview from Lucy Gossage.
Lucy, I must admit, I didn't expect to, well, A, be standing on a street corner in Tenby, but B, actually be standing in Tenby interviewing you again.
I know, I did my last one last year, didn't I? You interviewed me afterwards.
I did.
And I was in tears because it was my last one. But it wasn't.
Yeah, last year I know you were like really, really emotional about it, and we've spoken since then. Was there always like this tiny bit which keep your options open?
I did. I think when we spoke on the podcast, I did say, I'm not 100% ruling out doing Ironman Wales at the end of the year, but it wasn't on my plans at all. And I'm obviously fit. I've done Norseman, and but I've just had such a cool year, and I haven't been training like I used to, but I'm still fit, so I've still been riding my bike and running and swimming, and I just realised that I couldn't imagine not being here, and actually there was no reason not to be. And I've been umming and ahhing it, and it was actually two young guys at work. I didn't talk to them about my Ironman, but they couldn't do what they want to do, and one of them's about to lose his leg, and the other one, they can't do what their bodies won't let them do what they want to do. And this was on the Wednesday, and I'd kind of been mumming and ahhing about it all week, and I came here and was like, I'm definitely just going to do it. And now I'm here, like all week. I haven't felt this excited about a race since the first one. It's like the day before Christmas when you're 5 years old, and yeah, I just feel like I'm the luckiest pro, because everyone else has got pressure, and everyone says to me, "Oh, you must feel loads of pressure. You're defending champion," and there's zero pressure, because I'm just here for fun, and I'm going to go out there and race really hard, and I'm well up for it, like as up for it as I've ever been. But it doesn't matter where I finish. It's just as long as I have fun.
You have got this grin on your face, which is like perma-grin.
It's honestly, I drive to when I see a sign for Tenby, it's like part of my body goes, oh. And I came back for the long course weekend, and I was quite embarrassed because they were interviewing me at the end of the run, and I had tears.
You do often have tears.
But the tears were like, I really want to do the Ironman, but I'm not going to be, and that was what was going through my head. And yeah, I think just because you say you're not going to do something, you can change your mind. But what I'm really pleased about is it hasn't changed my plan for the year, and I've not, I've done all these cool stuff that I wouldn't have let myself do when I was training professionally.
So we're going to never say never, as in, you could be back again next year. So this may not be the last Ironman Wales.
Well, I no one will believe me, but this is just a bonus. A bonus Smash Fest, and it happens to be sunny, so it's an even more bonus Smash Fest. Yeah, I mean, who knows where I'll go.
Exactly, let's not think about that. But I was going to say, in terms of retirement, I mean, other people have done a bit of a better job at retirement.
Yeah, Joe Skipper came up with the hashtag worst retirement ever after Northman. But you know what? I think it's actually a bloody good retirement, because retirement is how you live your life, and I'm not living my life as a professional. I still love being active, and I still love riding my bike in the peaks when it's sunny, and I don't do the things that I don't want to do. So I realised I did a run off the bike about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I think I counted that was my 4th or 5th run off the bike this year, and I'd done 2 races. So I don't do bricks, I don't do the stuff that I don't want to do, but I still love doing all the other stuff, and that, I'm still fit. Cross country ski marathon, you've got to be quite fit to do that, haven't you? Particularly if you're you or me.
How was Norseman? Because we haven't actually spoken since Norseman. We spoke after Patagon, and then we knew that Norseman was happening. What did you make of that race? Congratulations as well.
Norseman was brilliant. It was so different to kind of an Ironman. It was really special because Mum and Dad were part of the team, and Dad was on crutches, and it was. I kind of thought they wouldn't do a very, that they'd be there and they'd be at the right place, but I wouldn't be able to stop lots and things. But they were amazing. No one could have had better support. They were absolutely brilliant. And I have to go back and ride the course slowly and stop and take photos because it's just stunning. And the run's tough. To be honest, I actually think that's why I might have a good race tomorrow, because I basically panic trained after long course weekend before Tenby, before Norseman. I think there was 3 weeks, and I was just panicking. So I got to Norseman very tired, and I'm not tired. I've done very little since then, but I've still got all that training in my body. So Norseman was amazing. The run was tough, super tough, but just incredible. So it was. Yeah, I definitely recommend trying extreme races because they're so different and they're just different challenges. And I it's all very well going and riding in a pack on the motorway and doing your time or whatever on a fast one, but there are so many better adventures to be had with triathlon. So I definitely recommend them.
So you've done ski touring this year, you've done cycle touring, you've done Norseman, Patagon as well, kind of the end of last year. What's next year going to look like?
Oh God, no! I didn't know what this year was going to look like. So,
but surely has it not even sparked even more? Like, I want to do more adventurous stuff and more sort of challenges as well.
I love the cycle touring. I really love that, and I love that just getting off on my own, completely off the beaten track. And to be honest, I've loved everything I've done. Like I did the swim run in the CDRs, and everyone knows I'm not a swimmer, but I love that. And I think it just shows I love pushing myself, and it's really not about the finish position. Where was I in that ski marathon? Like
you were first, weren't you? Didn't you win it?
Very, very near the back. But I was just as proud of that as I was of winning Tenby last year. Probably more proud because it was a harder challenge, and maybe that's what that's why I'm here today. I think a lot of people wouldn't dare to turn up at something they'd run before, without perhaps being in quite the same shape. But for me, it's just not about where I finished. Don't get me wrong, I would love to win tomorrow, and I'll do everything I can to win. But if I finish 6th or 7th, then as long as I've had fun, it will still be kind of box ticked.
What a great attitude to have going into a race. Actually, I'm here for fun. It doesn't matter where I finish. I just want to come and have a blast. So yeah, Lucy was very relaxed. When I spoke to her, that was on Saturday afternoon, so she had racked her bike, and we genuinely just did that interview on a street corner. It was quite funny. A quiet street corner. So yeah, no high flying technology, no nothing, just me and Lucy and my little recorder standing in the sunshine by a lamppost with some young lads going past shouting, "Are you doing an interview?" Nice.
Well, big respect for her for going along and doing it when her head would obviously probably be telling her that she's not in the shape that she would want to be in. But to just turn up and do it because she really loves being in Tenby, I think is brilliant.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Tell me about your Women for Tri evening then, because I was getting notifications from people that had gone and it was awesome. So tell me all about that, please.
Oh yeah, so that was on Friday evening, and it was Women for Tri. An initiative is to encourage and celebrate as well women about participation in triathlon as well. So there are various sort of groups and initiatives around the world, and they often link up with Ironman events as well. So Women for Tri, we had a panel in the race briefing pavilion place as well. So Joe Murphy and I were co-hosting it. So Joe Murphy is the brilliant and enthusiastic Ironman announcer, and then Lindsay Patterson, the ambassador for Women for Tri in the UK, and then Laura Siddall and Simone Mitchell both came along and were on the panel. And so yeah, it was ace. So we were talking to them, we were taking a few questions from the audience as well, and we were talking. It wasn't just about, oh, we must, this is all about equality. No. It was, the guys that came as well were like, wow, that was amazing. I feel really, really inspired. I learnt loads from it. How do Laura and how does Simone deal with pre-race nerves? What do they do when it gets difficult during a race? Tips for your first Ironman, because there were a few first timers in there as well. And just generally, their thoughts on female participation. And it was just a celebration of sort of women in triathlon, and it was really cool. And then there were freebies and stuff at the end as well. So I think there were a few happy people who went away not only inspired, but with a freebie too.
Nice. Can't say fairer than that.
No. And then Declan Byrne, Rob, he was there as well. And Declan Byrne is the regional director for Ironman UK and Ireland. So he spoke as well at the Women for Tri event. And I thought, I think we need to get Declan on the podcast as well. So I did an interview with him on Saturday afternoon too, because I thought that, a lot of people who listen to the show will have done an Ironman, will have done a 70.3, and we spoke a lot about Ironman UK after that, what's happening with pros, what's happening with the courses, etc. And so I thought I would ask Declan Byrne some of those questions.
Declan, it's the day before Ironman Wales. You've got a lot of athletes out there who'll be feeling very, very nervous. How do you feel in your role?
I feel quite relaxed at the moment, actually. Yeah, it's amazing to walk around the streets of Tenby right now, because we've got 2,000 Iron kids running around the streets and bringing so much atmosphere and colour to our event here, and they're also enthusiastic, and lots of enthusiastic parents as well, escorting them along. But yeah, Iron Kids is fantastic today, and yeah, we're pretty relaxed. We're in a good place as a team, and everything is coming together really nicely. Plus the weather is going to help, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, that we'll have a good day tomorrow and all aspects will go well.
Is race week stressful for you in your job, or is it not so stressful, and it's maybe more your team who have to deal with like those little day-to-day stresses?
Yeah, it's definitely the team who will feel the stress probably more than me, but in my role, I suppose it's if there's any critical instance, if there's any major events, if there's any problems, I suppose my role comes to the fore in terms of what I do. Obviously we do a lot of work here with the host venues. That'll be a lot of my role as well, and making sure that our host venues are happy and that all our VIPs are happy, and that everyone in the community feels supported here as well, and doing stuff like this as well, which is great.
You've got one more race to go this season, so that's Weymouth 70.3. How would you look back on this year for Ironman UK and Ireland?
This is my second season, I suppose, in this role, and yeah, I suppose my first season was a learning season, seeing all the events over here. I was familiar with some of them, but it was certainly a learning year for me. And this year then it was about really sort of make some improvements, get the team really focused on what needs to be delivered for all the events, getting to know all the host venues a bit more and the communities we operate in, get to know the personalities a bit more. So yeah, it's been a successful year so far, I think. We've had some really, really good events. It's had its challenges. We've had fog in Dunleary, and we've had some issues across the season operationally, but it's always challenging, and I suppose that what makes the job really, really interesting.
Ironman Cork as well.
Ironman Cork as well was one of those epic days, I suppose, that anyone who did that event will never forget for the rest of their lives. I suppose one of the standout things down there is, like here, like in Wales, is the community and the host venue support, like Cork County Council, the people of Youghal and County Cork and East Cork, just like the athletes and them just gelled. It just was like a homecoming nearly, you know. So we'd a lot of American athletes over, a lot of UK athletes over racing the event. It's unfortunate the swim got cancelled, but I think anyone who was there in the morning and saw the conditions we faced, we made the right call there and the right decision there for sure. And then anyone who faced that run and bike course were just amazing, and still in awe of all those athletes that finished, because it was a tough day, but a really good day, and one of those badge of honour days that our athletes will always remember, I think.
You had male and female pros there this year. Will that be the same next year? Because I know UK this year obviously with a no pro race at all.
Yeah, potentially. I think one of the exciting things for next year that we have is that the Cork race is a Women for Try event. I'm really happy about that. I'm really proud of that fact, because from speaking to my Danish colleagues in Copenhagen from the race this year, they really felt that it added a major layer to what they were trying to achieve and to the event itself. That will put the focus on our female pros, which really, again, I'm really happy about, because I want the best female pros in the world to come and race Cork. I think it's a fabulous course, fabulous challenge, and I want them all to challenge themselves with that event. I think it's a really good one to encourage female triathlon participation in Ireland particularly, where I know there's programmes to try and grow that, and some that I'm really passionate about both in Ireland and the UK here, to make sure that we get more female triathletes into our sport, support them, encourage them. And even from the fact, I said it at the event last night, was, you know, even from the little girls today who are running Iron Kids, that we encourage them and support them to come into our sport, develop through our sport, and become brilliant female professional athletes.
Does that mean then, so no male pros in Cork next year, or?
That's to be confirmed. So, you know, it's we're looking at that at the moment. We'll have a decision on that towards the end of the year.
What about UK then? So that was no pro this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Ironman UK Bolton was no pros this year. I think we're looking at, again, for next year, again, decisions will be made on that in the coming months. But for me, having no pros actually added a major, really interesting layer in terms of the stories that came out from our leading age group athletes who would never get a chance to sort of, okay, they're on podiums at our awards events, but they're not on podiums on the days of the events. We need more pros. That's the problem. We have too many races and not enough pros at the moment.
Does it impact, if there aren't pros racing, does it impact on general numbers and entries, I mean, from age groupers? Like, do you think there's less appeal?
No, we wouldn't see that at all. I think actually it's great to have our pros there, and we love having our pros racing with us. But again, like, that's 0.01% of our athletes. You know, the real focus for us is our age group athletes. You know, they're the people that are probably training like pros, from talking to a lot of them, and coming to our events in their thousands. You know, and no, we wouldn't see a major fall off in entries due to that.
We're here in Wales. There has often been talk about, oh, it's not going to be on next year, and same thing happens in Bolton. You hear, oh no, apparently it's not happening. What is the situation for Ironman Wales and Ironman UK as well in Bolton?
I think the very simple answer to that is that the two you've mentioned are probably our most enthusiastic host venues, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing in the pipeline that would say that any of those are going away anytime soon. We have great relationships with both host venues. We have actually an agreement in Wales here for 5 years, so that takes us right up to 2021, and we're looking beyond that already. And the same in Bolton, where we have fantastic host venue relationships, and a very enthusiastic council there through Tony Oakman and his team, and his CEO is Tony, and we work with him and the team there very, very closely. And you know, we'll be working with those guys to make sure that Ironman UK is safe and sound for the coming years.
What about the 70.3s as well on the books?
Yeah, so we have 3 70.3s at the moment. We have our event in Staffordshire, in Dunleary, also in Weymouth. So 2 in UK, 1 in Ireland. So we'd be looking, you know, again, we're always looking for opportunities across, particularly the UK. As far as I would be concerned, there's room for another 70.3 in the UK. We're always interested to talk to new host venues as well in terms of that. So if there's anybody listening that wants to bring a 70.3 to their area, please get in touch. We'd love to talk to new areas and new host venues to see if they would like to bring an event to their area. I think the stats on that speaks for themselves.
What do you love most about your current job?
Oh, yeah, that's a good. We put me on the spot on that one, but it's not really hard to answer that, to be honest, when you are put on the spot, because I love what I do in this role. I've worked in sport for the last 13 years from starting my own business, and I've worked in mass participation, and I've been an athlete myself through cycling, triathlon, running. So it's very easy to get up in the morning and go out to work and work in this industry, because I suppose Ironman, it does exactly what it says in the tin. Anything is possible. We're making people's life ambitions come true every day of the week. You know, in every event we do, there's people who have trained for 6 months, a year, to years even to achieve that goal of completing an Ironman. So it's our inspirational athletes certainly that help as well. My inspirational team, you know, we've got a brilliant team delivering our events, safe events in the UK and Ireland. I'm big on that. Is that, and again, testament to the events that we've had this year, where we've had to cancel swims and we've had fog, and you know, we've had to delay stuff. And athletes, I suppose, understand, I think, when we take decisions like that, and we have to take decisions like that. They're difficult decisions, but and it's always an interesting job as well. The elements can throw anything at you. I think, as Alistair Brownlee said in Dunleary, you know, if you don't want to deal with the elements, just stay on your treadmill. You know, so we as athletes and as organisers, we work with Mother Nature, and Mother Nature can throw anything at us. And I think once our athletes understand that, and that helps them understand the decisions we make.
The bike course at Ironman UK, some people would have said, you know, it was dangerous, it was too tough. Do you think it was a dangerous bike course this year?
We do very robust risk assessments on our bike course, and we wouldn't put people on to bike courses that didn't pass our standards and our safety standards. And it's quite important to me that everything out there is like that. So we have independent risk assessments done on all our bike courses, and yeah, we were happy with that. I think, you know, the feedback I've received from any athletes after that I spoke to, and same for Sam Braun, our race director, was yes, it was a challenging bike course, but it was a rewarding bike course as well, in that people who finished it really felt it took on a very real challenge. That's what we try to encourage, obviously, you know, and the name says it all, really, in terms of Ironman, in that effect. Obviously, we look at things year over year. We do an athlete survey, which I'd encourage all the athletes listening to make sure that you do fill out and give us your feedback. You're absolutely fantastic at doing that already. But as a team in the UK and Ireland, we take those surveys, we look at all of our bottom comments, we look at where we can improve. We sit down in October, November, December and look at how we can improve events. So if we can improve on things, we will. But, you know, it was a tough but fair bike course, I believe. We're hamstrung a little bit in terms of the geographic area that we work in there. So there's not many places to go that would reveal a flatter bike course. So watch the space on that in terms of where we'll go. But, you know, I think that was a good and fair bike course, and I'd stand over that for sure.
Good luck for tomorrow, Declan.
Yes, thank you. Really enjoyed this. Thanks very much.
So that was Declan Byrne, who's the Regional Director for Ironman UK and Ireland.
No answer on whether there's male pros or pros back at Ironman UK next year.
Things are going to be decided, I guess.
Gave the old hip swivel. Dodged that one. I hope they get pros back there. It's not quite the same as a race without the pros there. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I really miss the races when there's no pros racing.
Yeah. So having been at Copenhagen this year, where it was women only pro race, and then the men had their race at Kalmar the day before, like, I was personally really glad that there was a pro race there as well. I didn't mind so much that it wasn't both male and female, because I guess I'd been there the year before and it was the males. I love having pro races because it's exciting to follow and it's amazing to see the professionals at the top of their game. And, you know, when they whiz past you and you're on your first lap of the bike and they're sort of doing their second, you're just like, oh my God, it's another world. So, yeah, I think they do add something to it. But as, you know, Declan said, there are too many races and not enough pros, basically.
Too many races, not enough pros.
So have I got that the wrong way around?
No, I think that sounds right. That would make sense. That would be the reason you'd remove a pro race, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, you know, if they've got now, because when we had Sam on, he was saying about because they had the race in Spain as well. That was a new race. They had Cork this year, didn't they? So suddenly in an area, if you've got a number of races, then
yeah, I get the business case
it's all
for it, but
businesses.
it's just not the same to me if there's not pros racing.
It's all businesses, though, isn't it? That's at the end of the day, these things are all businesses.
Well, shall we kick on with the results from Ironman Wales then?
Yeah.
Talk about all what happened and who won and all of that. So first up, shout out to our sponsors, Precision Hydration. If you have not been over to their website yet, get over there and take their online sweat test. That'll give you a good lead as to whether you're a particularly salty or a particularly heavy sweater. And the reason this is important is that electrolytes, and sodium in particular, are really, really important for two things. They're important for keeping your muscles contracting correctly so you don't get cramp. And there's a lot of evidence that lack of sodium or sodium depletion really brings that cramp on. And the second reason is that the sodium is really essential for maintaining your body fluid balance. So hydration isn't just about drinking water. And in fact, if you just drink water when you're exercising for a long period of time, you actually end up diluting the sodium concentration of your blood even more. You need to keep that sodium concentration balanced. So get over there. pH are unique in that they offer their sachets in different strengths. So once you've found out what kind of strength of concentration of sodium you lose in your sweat, you can replace it on a like-for-like basis, helping deal with the problems of cramp and deal with the problems that come along with losing your electrolyte balance. So you can get £9.99's worth free Precision Hydration using the code OxygenAddict. So it's a risk-free trial. Get over there and check it out. Right, Hells, first of all, I've got to say, I thought the coverage from Ironman Wales on the Facebook Live page or Facebook Now page, whatever you're calling it, was really, really good. Hats off to them. I was commenting to one of my friends that it was only a few years ago that the only place we ever saw any kind of footage from was Ironman Hawaii, and we would usually sit and complain it was not very good. And this one, the coverage was fantastic all through the day. They cut between the men's pro race and the ladies pro race, and I certainly felt as though there was like an equal parity of coverage, which again is a criticism that's been leveled at them in the past. So that was really good. And I think it helps, doesn't it, that the weather was great and the scenery looks amazingly stunning in that kind of weather. But yeah,
did they show did they show the race behind the lead, if that makes sense?
I don't know whether I saw enough of it, and probably that's an accurate criticism, that they did tend to hang around on the leaders. But what they did a little bit better this year was Dylan McNeice was obviously out in front on the bike, and the camera dropped back to the chase. It was Phil Graves and what's our French friend called? Romain Guillaume.
Yep.
Dropped back to them and then zoomed up to him again, so you kind of got an idea where they were. Similarly, on the women's race, they were doing the same. They were going backwards and forwards between first, second, third, and they followed Laura Siddall for a while. She was making good headway through the pack, and they followed Lucy for a while, and then they zoomed back up the front. So you did actually get a sense of they were following. They did a better job. Yeah, fair play to them. They did a better job of following different athletes, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because obviously being sort of on the ground, I didn't see any of the Facebook Live coverage. Yeah. The internet connection can be a little bit patchy.
A little bit dodgy, yeah. Well, I was out and about on Sunday and tuned in for a few minutes here and there as I was out and about in Manchester, and it was pretty amazing to be able to sit down and watch a few minutes of it as we were having a sandwich in the town centre. So, yeah, I was really impressed with it. I think we've got to start with the ladies' side, haven't we?
The women's race, yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people would have sort of said, that it's Lucy's race to lose, even though she would have said, I'm just here for fun.
Yeah.
I think, having won it a number of times previously, she's obviously done long course weekend a number of times as well. She knows it like the back of her hand. It is her happy place. You sort of go there, as she would have said in the interviews as well, and that the crowd support that she gets is just phenomenal, and that automatically gives her like an extra boost as well. So you had Lucy coming in, you had then Manon Genet, who got her top 10 at the Ironman 70.3 World Championships only last weekend.
Yeah.
She was there, obviously Laura's there, and winner of Ironman Australia, Port Macquarie, but having struggled with having broken her collarbone earlier this year, and then you had Simone Mitchell, who performed amazingly at Lanzarote when, as an age grouper, beating Michelle Vesterby.
Yeah, she finished second overall, didn't she, at Ironman
Yeah.
Lanzarote, just a few minutes behind Lucy.
Yeah, behind Lucy. So beating Michelle Vesterby, beating Nikki Bartlett as well.
Yeah, and it's a real shame that she didn't get any recognition in the press because she was an age grouper. I know you can make the argument that they set off at a slightly different time and it's not the same race, and I know that's true, but when I looked back through the results, I thought I'd got the wrong year. I thought she hadn't finished second overall in 2018 because she's not listed in the results there as second, which I think is a bit harsh, really. And obviously she had that win at the Outlaw as well in 2018, didn't she, where she went 9 hours 15 and broke the course record there as well.
Yeah.
She was always my tip for the win. She was always, and in fact, here's my claim to fame. On the coverage of the Facebook Live stuff, as the commentators were chatting, they were saying as she took the lead and she went into the front, the two commentators were saying, well, she's an unknown, we've never heard of her before, she's having a great race, but is she going to be able to? And I was able to type a few little things in and give them pointers to articles and say, look, she's done this before, she's done that before, and they were going, oh, all right, well, she's finished second at Ironman Lanzarote, so she has got form before, and it's like, yeah there you go.
Yeah, so, and she finished, second behind Jocelyn
McCauley.
Yes, Jocelyn McCauley. At the Ironman World Championships in her age group, in the age group race. I want to say 2014.
Yes, I think it's something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, she's
But we had a cracking interview with her just a few weeks back, so if people haven't heard that, they can go back and listen to it. But she pretty much did come from a background of being a gym instructor, got goaded into entering an Ironman by one of her colleagues, and won her age group in her first triathlon. And then she was like, how much faster was she when she went to Kona? 3 months later, she was, I want to say, an hour faster or half an hour faster at Kona than she'd been at Ironman. So she improved so rapidly. I'm calling it now. I'm saying that she's obviously got her slot now for Kona for next year. She stays injury free and healthy. She's in the top 10 at Kona. She's got that potential, and I think she's got overall top 3 potential in her first pro race there. I think that's the caliber of athlete that we're dealing with.
She is amazing, and I do ask her that actually about so you'll just have to listen to the post race interview.
Well, we will. We'll have to get there in a minute. So over on the men's side then. What were you aware of going on? Oh, we've not really covered the overall results of the ladies yet, have we?
No, let's carry on.
Let's do that. Right, so overall first, Simone takes the win, 9:41.52. So course record broken by close to 10 minutes. She broke the course bike course record as well with a 5:25, and she ran a 3:10 to close it out, which is fast running on that course. Yeah. Faster than all but 2 pro men, I think, or 3 pro men. So she, especially considering she's been dealing with a run injury in the run up to this as well. Just brilliant performance from her. Second was Manon Genet, who came back at Simone during the run. She took the lead for a while, and she was a couple of minutes up, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And then it looked like
sort of cat and mouse for a little bit.
Yeah, she got the old Ironman piano on her back at the 30k mark.
Yeah, I think so. I think, and I think the tiredness, sort of the fatigue in her legs from the weekend before.
Yeah, totally. And then Laura rounds out the top 10 with a 9:59, and Lucy Gossage 6 minutes behind her in 4th.
Yep. And then the men's race, well, that was full of drama, Rob.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it?
Full of drama, because you had Joe Skipper there, you had Dylan McNeice, you had Romain Guillaume, Phil Graves, and then a bunch of people who, as British people, we're probably thinking, we haven't heard a load about them. Who are they, sort of thing, let's be honest.
Yeah, totally. So I'll tell you how it played out on the screen. We had Dylan McNeice, super swimmer, went off the front and did a 47.27, and you were like, what did he put, 3 minutes into Phil Graves or 2 minutes into Phil Graves or something?
Honestly, he was so clear out the water. Just watching, you could see this sort of one lone swimmer.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God.
Super special. But how about this? He was actually outswum by an age grouper.
Yeah.
So there was a 25-year-old age grouper whose name was, I put it in the notes and I can't find it anywhere else. Where is it?
It's Andrew Horsfall Turner.
There we go. He swam 47.03 and ended up finishing 4th in the male 25. But so 30 seconds faster than Dylan McNeice. So fair play. Hats off to you, young man. We're very impressed with that.
Yeah.
And then out on the road, Dylan had a solid lead and he was out on his own for, the first half. We had Phil Graves and Romain Guillaume in second, riding together and, riding legally, but obviously riding together and doing 5 minutes each on the front. And that's kind of where I left it. I went off for the day out then. And then at this point, I was checking on the updates, and Skipper's ridden up with, the Irish pro. What's his name?
Brian McChrystal.
Brian McChrystal. So they rode up, and then there's a bunch of them at the front, isn't there? Joe Skipper gets a puncture.
Yeah, really not what he wants.
So apparently he'd had some drama on the morning of the race, hadn't he? His tyre had exploded overnight. It sounds like he was running tubeless tyres or maybe not actually, but there's talk on his Facebook feed about having sealant all over the shop. So he'd obviously had that issue before. Then tyre goes out on the road. He's got a 30-minute wait to get support so he can get that fixed. So, yeah, nightmare scenario for him. And, well, at what point do we reveal the drama, Helen? That's the question.
Well, you can reveal the drama right now, because actually in his post-race interview, I wasn't aware of it. And I wasn't aware of it. So you can reveal the drama.
Well, so Joe punches. He gets a 30 minutes waiting around for a tyre, gets back in, he's miles behind, but decides he's going to do the run anyway and ends up doing the fastest run of the day with a 2:52. Gets to the line, having run himself into 6th, to find he's been disqualified for littering out on the course. He said something about having a flappy number flapping about and annoying him on the back of his bike, and he pulled it off and let it go and got DQ'd for littering. So heartbreak for him to not find it out to the actual finish line, hey?
Yeah, I think, tough. Because I think when I did the interview with him, I think he was trying to appeal
right
against the littering, because it was to do with a sticker. But I wasn't sort of aware of it when we were talking. So, okay. But I think, and as you'll hear in the interview as well, and I was talking to his dad, I sort of stood by someone who had a hoodie on saying, Team Skipper or something, and I was like, "Are you Joe's dad?" Yeah, I am. I was like, "Oh, okay, hi." And me just started talking. But yeah, he was saying that he had obviously had this puncture, and I said, "Do you think he'll do the run?" And he said, "Yeah. I think he wants to run out before Kona."
Well, we know Joe, don't we? He's always going to buck the trend and do his own thing. He's always been his own man, and he always has trusted how his body feels. So he gets out in the run, he feels good, he's going to keep going.
Yep. Love
that guy. All right, so overall then, it ends up with Arnaud. Oh, come on, pronounce that for me.
Guilloux.
Very good. Arnaud Guilloux takes the win in 8:48 after a blistering marathon from Maximilian Hammerli of Austria and Fabian Rahn of Germany in third. And there was a bit of biff from him in his post-race interview where he said, I really had to chase down Stefan Schumacher because I don't like him. He's been done for doping and he shouldn't be. And I was like, ooh. So a quick Wikipedia on Stefan Schumacher reveals him to be previous pro cyclist, Hells.
Yep.
Who, let's have a little look-see through here. He got done for doping in 2005. And then he got done for doping. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. It's hard to kind of work out what's going on here. Anyway, it says, in March 2013, Schumacher confessed to doping in an interview with news magazine Der Spiegel. He stated he started doping in his mid-20s and used EPO growth hormone and corticosteroids. He also said that his former team tolerated doping and it became as banal as having a plate of pasta after training. So, 38 years old, moves over into triathlon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too impressed.
No.
If I was very, it's just...
I'm giving Fabian
fair,
the
is it?
thumbs up of the day for beating him to the podium, because we could do without that in our sport. Thanks very much, Stefan. But sling your hook, mate.
Oh, it just makes a mockery of everyone else, doesn't it?
It's beyond irritating when you've got that situation with Lauren Goss last week gets done for effectively having either, having some case of cannabis type stuff in her system, and she gets popped for that. Now, that is not performance enhancing. But you still get popped and your career's over. I shouldn't laugh, but, come on. Let's not let people in who are known dopers. And I include you in that, Mr. Vinokourov.
There you go.
I'm on one, Hells. They shouldn't be here, though, should they? They should not be in our sport. They should not be allowed to race in the age group world championships if they've got a career's worth of putting drugs in the system, beating honest, hard-working age groupers. So there you go. Rant over.
Takes the pee.
Yeah. All right, come on. Play me some interviews, Hells. Tells me what's going on and coming up, please.
Cool. Okay, so you're going to hear from a load of people in the next 40 whatever minutes. So interviews, we start off with the women's winner Simone Mitchell. Then you're going to hear from the men's champion Arnaud Guilloux. You're also going to hear from Joe Skipper. I got a word with Phil Graves, who was 10th. Manon Genet is in there, who was 2nd in the women's race. Laura Siddall, who was 3rd. I got a word with Dylan McNeice as well, the Kiwi. It was 5th. Nathan Ford, overall age group winner. He's in there too, Rob, and he in the interview he says he doesn't know his splits, but get this, he was 8th across the line. He did a 51-minute swim, 5:13 on the bike, and a 3:22 run to finish in 9:36. So fantastic performance from him.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
I left the last word to Lucy Gossage, so let's start then with Simone Mitchell.
I've delayed this chat with Simone Mitchell because you were a little bit blue a while ago, Simone, but I'm pleased to say you are no longer blue, but you are the winner of Ironman Wales. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just about warming up. Just felt absolutely... I don't really know what to say, which is a bit of a first. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked, really. Like I didn't think I had. I knew I had it in me, but it just came together today and fought for it at the end. And yeah, it's just brilliant. I'm so happy.
You said to me on Friday night that you felt scared. Why was that?
I think I was scared because I was obviously going up against, people who I've followed and watched, and you kind of like put these professionals that you admire on a pedestal. So I think I was just scared of not feeling that I was maybe as good as them, or and even when I was on the swim start just before we kind of like went off, I was just thinking, oh my god, like what am I doing? And I just kind of had to like shut those thoughts out and just kind of concentrate on my race plan, doing what I was told to do by the coach. So yeah, it was I was definitely nervous and definitely scared because I wanted to do well for myself. I think I needed to prove it to myself that I could perform and also be up there with them. So for it to come together the way that it did today, it's just I'm pretty happy, but also pretty gobsmacked, really.
At what point did you think, I'm gonna have a good day?
Well, I came out the swim. I was actually swimming next to Manon, which I knew that she was a really good swimmer, and I lost her on the second loop, which was fine. And then when I got out, she was there, and we both got out of transition together, and then realised that Laura and Lucy were still coming in from the swim just as we were going out on the bike. For the first hour of the bike, actually, I didn't quite know really what to do, because me and Manon was kind of, I'd go in front of her, then she would overtake me, and normally I'm not used to that because being an age group you kind of do your own thing, so I didn't quite know. I suppose it's just learning, obviously not necessarily etiquette or learning the race dynamics, but I found that quite difficult because I wasn't hitting my numbers. I didn't feel like I was concentrating on my race plan. I felt a little bit like I was I was racing and being dictated to. And then when I started to feel the legs coming alive a little bit, which always normally takes me around about an hour to get my legs warmed up on the bike, I just, put the power down and just thought, right, stick to your numbers. If she obviously overtakes you, then she overtakes you. But then I kind of knew I had it in my legs. Felt pretty good on the bike. Felt pretty comfortable all day. Crowds were amazing, which is obviously a really good lift. And then coming into transition 2, I was told that it was only like 45 seconds down. I thought, God, she's also had a good bike. And then normally I actually go for a little toilet break and I kind of sit down, have a little word with myself to get myself ready for the run. And I couldn't do that. And actually, normally I would take a wee on the bike, but because obviously they was filming, I didn't quite know. I was like, I'm not quite sure I can do it. So I held it in and then couldn't go on the in transition. And then I refused to go to the toilet when I was actually out there. So for like 3 laps, I was dying for a wee. And it was just it was really fun. It was really, really different to what I've been used to racing. Just loved it. It was a really tough course, a really honest course. When Mana overtook me...
at what point did she overtake you?
Yeah, I think it was pretty early on actually. I think it was just before the second loop. Admittedly, I went out maybe a little bit quicker than what I was planning on to. And I definitely felt it in that second loop, and I felt like I went backwards a little bit, and that's obviously where she gained a little bit more time on me. So she was a minute and a half in front. And then I just kind of got back into my own head and raced the way that I normally race, like just got into my own rhythm, just felt really, really relaxed. Even being in second, like I didn't feel panicked, I didn't feel like I needed to chase. I think in a way, I kind of feel as if I kind of maybe settled for second a little bit because I knew that I could kind of keep the distance. And it was only on the third loop when, I got some splits and so, one of the guys said, she looks a little bit tired. And I thought to myself, actually, I felt like my legs was coming alive a little bit and I felt really strong. So I thought, I'll put in a little bit of a kick and try and get to her. And when I did, I just thought, I've got it there. I felt really strong. I actually felt a lot stronger in the second half than what I did in the first, which is really good. That was actually really surprising because I didn't think I had the endurance run training under me because all the runs that I've done has always been 1 hour 50 to 2 hours, purely based on the fact that I just couldn't because my foot was still a bit niggly. And again, I've only been running 3 times a week. So to kind of come away with the marathon, especially on that course, especially on the uphill and the downhill, where I found that sometimes could set the foot off a little bit. So yeah, it was so many positives. I've come away from the race and I've learned a lot in it, and I was really pleased with how I dealt with Mana overtaking me. Like I just didn't feel pressured. I didn't feel that I had to stay on her feet. I was happy letting her go. And I think again that just comes down to me wanting to do my own thing in the race and what I want from it, and whether that's getting on the podium or not. Like I just wanted the performance that I wanted to be, and I think me sticking to my pace and my plan was what I wanted from this race. And again, if that got me onto the podium, then I would have been really happy. So yeah, to come away with a bike record and the course record is pretty. I don't really know what to say to that. Like I just feel it's a bit surreal. Yeah.
So you spoke to Rob a few weeks ago now, and you said about the niggle in your foot, and I listened to the interview and you were saying that after this you were going to take a little bit of a break to try to get that sorted, but you've now got Kona qualified for next year.
Yes.
So that's an ideal situation, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, regardless of what went down today, that was always in the plan. I didn't really know how the foot would react, and even actually in getting the bike ready this morning, again, it's hard. Is it in your head? Are you thinking it? But it was really niggly, and I kept wanting to press it all the time. And I actually did think to myself, God, I hope I can get through the run. I knew I would because I wanted to, regardless of how the foot felt after, I wanted to finish. So yeah, I think that, we're definitely going to take a month off. The body needs it, it's kind of. I was only able to load the foot in March, April time, and to try and get the speed in the legs, to try and get the endurance in the legs from then until now. It's been very, very up and down. And again, having the MRI before the British champs, on the Monday before the race at the weekend, it's clearly it's still there. So I really have to get it sorted. If I'd like to, improve on the backup today, ready for next year, then I definitely need to get the body exactly how it should be.
And with the body exactly how it should be, what do you think you could do?
I don't know. I think, I spoke to Rob a few weeks ago, and I think, me, I've had, over the last, I'd probably say, since the injury, I've had a lot of doubts in terms of, me, in terms of racing, what I want out of it, and I think I've doubted myself a lot. So, to do something like I've done here today, I think deep down I kind of knew it was there, but I think I just maybe need to believe in myself a little bit more. So it'd be interesting to see what performances I could put out with a different attitude to that. But again, today, it's definitely stamped a mark, and I definitely feel, that I'm where, I should be, and that I could definitely build upon what we've done. I know that my run fitness can improve a lot. My biking has obviously improved a lot. Obviously not been able to run, so I've just concentrated a little bit more on biking. So yeah, it's really exciting. I just need to work on the swim now. I don't know. I think that the honest answer is I really don't know. It's really exciting. But again, if you believe in yourself, I suppose anything is possible.
Love it. I'm going to let you. Your burger's out. It's probably gone cold now.
Yeah, it's all right. I've got a burger and a glass of Prosecco, and it's amazing.
Arnaud, félicitations, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
I've spent about an hour now with your lovely wife, Laura, and I said, did you expect to win? Was he thinking he would win?
Never. At the start of the race, I saw all the people who are in the start list, and I say I can't win, it's impossible. There is a stronger stronger guys. Joe Skipper make last year the 8th position in Kona. I say it's unbelievable. It's impossible to win. And when I finish, thanks a lot, merci. When I finish the bike, in my head I say. I think I can't run because my leg is so hard, and in the second part I say trust in you and give all you can give and do the best, and I'm so happy to win. For long years I say I never go in Kona in professional athlete. If I go in Kona, maybe in age group it's possible, but in professional it's impossible. And last year I'm going to Kona. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't realize for this moment, and I don't see on the social network all my coach, my family, my club, I'm so exciting to see the reaction of all my friends. And I'm so happy.
And you've been living in a van here in Tenby.
Yeah.
You came over in your camper van.
Yeah, van life. I love it. We make a road trip with my wife, and we are so happy to make it. And we are in a little home, and I prefer to do that to be in a hotel or in a room where I never sleep, and my van is my room, and I love it.
And your children are at home as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 children.
Yeah, I think they are so exciting to see our father to win a race, a big race. One day my son saying slowly, Daddy, I think a day you are going to win an Ironman. I say, I would like to win, but I think it's so hard. And today I realize I do that, and so happy. I'm so excited to see him and my daughter. I'm so happy. It's an unbelievable day. I'm so happy.
And you do some training with Laurent Guilloux as well on the
yes.
bike?
Yeah. Sometimes I rode with Warren Barguil, and
so he's for people that don't know, he's a Tour de France rider, like an amazing cyclist.
Yeah, he wants to make a triathlon for the end of the season, and I say yes, you can go. I can go with you. Maybe he saw a triathlon in the south of the France. I think today he's happy for me to win an Ironman. Warren wants to win the Tour de France, and my objective is to win an Ironman. I think he can do that, and because he's a strong cyclist, and I'm so happy. And this winter I'm going to make the
transition.
No, a party for this win today, and I'm so happy. Yeah.
And then you're back in work on Tuesday, all good. You have to go back to work on Tuesday.
I'm going to take the boat in Plymouth tomorrow night, and Tuesday we are at the work. And
you work full time.
Yeah, full time in the part of the year. On 6 months of the year, I don't work today in the week to prepare Ironman or other triathlon. It's hard to win his life with triathlon. Maybe a race like today can't open doors, but we are going to see if it's possible. But I love my job. I love triathlon, and I make both. It's an équilibre.
A good balance.
Yeah, a good balance for me and for my family.
Well, enjoy these celebrations.
Thanks a lot.
Enjoy the trip back.
Thanks.
And well done again.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Manon Genet, congratulations today. Second place here at Ironman Wales after top 10 last week at the 70.3 World Champs in Nice. How are you feeling?
Pretty tired, actually. And cold.
That I can see.
I'm very, very happy to have discovered the race. I was told it was amazing crowd and lots of people, and I'm really happy to have come here and discover it, and I really enjoyed it, and I am sure I will come back.
Did you expect to feel as good as you obviously felt today after? I mean, were you tired? Were your legs tired?
Yeah, well, at kilometer 30, I wasn't feeling good anymore. I was hungry, I think, and I was missing sugar, and my legs were getting tired, but tried to push myself to the end and get my second place, but honestly, I was coming for first place, so it's not a bad fight, and Simon was very strong, and Laura also, and all the girls out there, and the course is very, very hard, so you never know, until the end, you never know who's going to win.
Laura Siddall, third at Ironman Wales today. Is that a smile? Is that a...
I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy now. I'm sure I'll go home and dissect the race and then be pissed off and stuff, but no, I was just so glad to see the finish line after the last few months, collarbone aside. The last few months have just been a bit rocky, so I wasn't coming into this race with a lot of confidence in my form, and I felt swim was, I don't know times and splits, but swim was probably sort of whereabouts it is at the moment, and then bike I felt really good until about 145k, and then sort of did a little mini explosion. And then the run, the first 2 laps, I mean, it's just brutal. the whole course. I mean, it's amazing. It's, I think, one of the most, and I really had to draw on the reasons why I came to race Wales, and it was for that experience, and it was because all the family was here. And yes, I would have liked to have been in much better shape and fitness leading into the race to really challenge for that win. I knew that it would take a big day for me to do that this year because of the way training's gone the last few months. So I had to draw on that factor. The reason I chose this race was because I wanted the experience. I'd heard so much about it. It was to race in the UK, and it was because all the family were here. And so, made the most of that on the way round.
I was going to say, did it live up to those expectations?
Oh, over and above. I mean, even getting here on Tuesday, just every day has been incredible. I've been on an absolute high, and just so, like, the people of Tenby, the area, the amount of buzz that this race has, it's just, lived up to over, it's always weird when you have a favourite race and people, like Nikki Bartlett loves this race, and she was sort of effervescing to me saying, it's amazing, you're going to love it, and all of this, and I've done the same to people about, like, Roth, and then you always sort of panic that, are they going to have that same experience? And I always go, how good can it be, sort of thing, everyone says every race they do is good and that sort of thing, but honestly, like, Ironman Wales, it is a definite bucket list. I mean, it's brutal and it's tough but it's just amazing. I mean, that bike course, when you get out on the coast and the hills and stuff, the 2 laps that you do at the end, and then the swim start is goosebumps, iconic, nothing like it when that the Welsh national anthem plays and you just look up at the cliffs and you see it. Even like, I've never seen so many shops open at 4 a.m. in the morning selling coffee, barbecue, bacon butties. All the locals are out at 4, like, all the corner shops are open. The fire station had a barbecue going.
It's good bacon butties, by the way, at the fire station.
Well, I was very pleased because, as always, races never have enough toilets, Portaloos, but I got a little tip-off to go to the fire station on my way to the swim and asked very nicely if I could use the toilet there. So good. I did. But yeah, and walking down to the swim start, I mean, normally at races there's a few people around, but you don't see that many. But it was packed. There was so many people out at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was just, I've never seen a race like that. And and then the swim just, I mean, the first lap seemed to take forever, and then the second lap felt a little bit quicker, and that run up, I think I saw you in the run up, and I was like, this is mental. Like, the run up from the beach, again, I have never seen, it's a 1k run, and I have never seen anything like it, the streets lined like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't know, because it's not just all supporters of the race. It's not just people that have come with friends and athletes that they know are racing. It's the locals that are all out. And I'm like, you guys are mental. And, even on the bike course, 180k, there's some quieter bits, which there's going to be. But then you just get pockets of, like, people... There was a tractor with a dumper truck with a sofa on it, and the 2 people sat on the sofa and in the middle, and then obviously up the 2 hills at the end, there's, like, always people up there, which is pretty cool. And then the run course, I mean, it does help with it being a 4-lap course, I guess, but even going out of town, those 2, it felt like about 5k, but 2k.
No, it's 10.
Yeah, it's 10k out of town at least. We actually did an 80k marathon. Like, even all the way up the hill, there were people up there, and the bit where they've taken you up the hill, bring you back down and take you up another hill to get your lap band.
New hedges.
New hedges. That was like a hot corner, because then you got the bikes coming down the road still, you'd got all the runners, and to have that whole it was actually kind of, at least when you got out on that section, it was sort of relatively steady going up and coming down, but there was so much support. And then when you got into town, it was just like left turn, right turn, uphill, downhill, and you could, every lap it was just all the locals getting like lairier and lairier in the pubs and stuff, which is quite funny. And I was just like, oh, give me a beer now.
It's gin o'clock soon, I think.
It's
gin o'clock is very soon.
It's got to be gin o'clock.
How are you feeling going into Kona?
Oh my god, I was lap 1 of the marathon going, I'm not doing Kona. I'll just go. And I was like, how do I break it to people that have booked flights to go over with me that I don't want to do it? How do I feel going into Kona? I mean, this race today is real tough. So, a full distance is always tough and to recover from. But I think particularly that run course really does probably hammer your legs a little bit. So we'll see how the next the week goes of recovery. I think as with Kona, because I race, I always put a race in before Kona. I know I'm never going to be competitive because I've never given it the full focus. And it'll be a real tough field as it always is every year. But I think this year particularly, there's a really great bunch of women racing, and so I'll probably just adjust expectations, try and go out and enjoy it as much as you can in Kona. Be a little bit, sat here now in woolly hat, hoodie, tracksuit pants, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be blue lips. We've all got blue lips. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like that in Kona either.
But is this coming here and doing this actually? I mean, you probably might not have had time to process that at all yet, but has it made you think, oh no, Kona maybe another time? Doesn't matter when you can come and do something like this.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I've got my slot for Kona this year, so I'll go. But will I go to Kona next year? I don't know. With the new, I didn't expect to qualify this year, so I was grateful that I did in Port Macquarie, and so I took that slot. I'm not sure whether I'll qualify next year because I'm not sure what races I'm going to do and pick, and it's really hard. It's like you just got to have one race to get like that one slot these days. But races like this excite me because it gives you another focus to do and to have, to be honest, a much more exciting experience for me. I think, just the locals, the community, the type of race this is appeals to me much more. Yeah.
Laura, I'm going to let you go and do gin o'clock or actually see your family, but I'm so pleased that you have been able to come and experience it.
Yeah, I think, I'm really pleased as well. I'm really pleased I put it on the goals for the year last year. Like I said, I'd love to have been here in top shape or better shape, but it is what it was, and I'm relatively, actually considering the last few months, I'm relatively happy with the performance. Probably where I've felt I've been fitness wise and training wise, I probably shouldn't have had the performance I had today, kind of thing. So I'm pretty happy with that. And full credit to Simone and Manon. I don't know how she did Nice last weekend, and that was freaking brutal as well. I kept thinking, oh, it's all right, she won't be coming, and then she turned up at the pro meeting, and then I was like, oh, it's all right, she'll be knackered. There she was, gone. And Simone, and I said at the Women for Try evening, I think I posted on Instagram, I said, watch out for Simone, she's definitely one to watch, and you saw it, and that, I don't know where they came off the bike, if they were together, but it was and Manon was ahead for 3 laps of the run, and then suddenly on the 4th lap Simone was miles ahead, and I couldn't even see Manon, and I was getting split to say, oh no, you're actually gaining on her, but I'd dropped enough time I dropped a few more minutes on the first 2 laps, I think, so it was going to be pretty tight. I was more worried about the Duracell bunny coming behind me. But can't remember where we're going with that anymore now.
Right.
I need
gin
a gin and pizza.
Joe, not the race you wanted today.
Oh yeah, it's a tough day. I was going really well on the bike, I felt fantastic, but I lost about half an hour with puncture and mechanicals and stuff like that. I I'm not really too sure how much time, but I think it was probably about that from how far behind I was when I started the run. But I just thought I'll get stuck in on the run. I was going to do 2 or 3 laps, but and then see how I felt. But I felt all right, so yeah, I thought I'll do the whole thing and see how I feel, and get a good training day in before Kona next month.
I did say to your dad, sorry, I came across your dad and I said to him, will he finish the run, given that, how far back you were with the mechanics on the bike? And he's like, I think he wants to do the run because you've been injured for so much of the year.
Yeah, I wanted to get a good test in, and this will be my longest run before Kona. I'll probably only run 13 miles after this as my next runs. So I wanted to see if I could last the distance, because I've only been back running 4 or 5 weeks. So I know I can last the distance, and I don't really need to run more than 90 minutes for my long runs. So I'll keep that the same for Kona and just keep doing what I'm doing on the bike, and hopefully get a bit better on the swim. I need a bit more takeout speed, and also they gave some of the pros different colour hats, and I'm not going to do that anymore, because the last 2 races I've had a different colour hat, and I've just had so much abuse in the swim. It literally feels like I'm getting targeted. Pulled back, legs pulled back, dunked. There's no way I'm doing that anymore.
And even today?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely horrendous. I had to end up swimming to the side about 20 metres in the end and do my own thing until it settled down, and then swim over to the pack, because it's just so violent and it's ridiculous.
Were you the one who went off to the right, big time?
I went to the left.
Okay.
But only about 30 metres over to the side, but 20-30 metres. But I have to, because I'm just getting dunked and pulled back and everything. It must be targeted, because when I had normal hat on, I've never had it like that, and there's been 2 races in a row now. So it's just ridiculous. So I'm not doing it anymore.
So why do you think that is? To slow you down for the bike?
Yeah, well, people just want to be with you, I think, for the bike. Yeah. People that are a similar speed. And obviously, you haven't got the foggiest who they are if they're all wearing a red hat, have you? But when you're wearing a pink hat, they all know who you are, and they want to be with you. And they're just overly aggressive. But it's happened twice now, and I've had it happen other races where I've had a different colour hat. So next time when they do it, I'm just going to say, no, I want a normal colour hat, because it's absolutely ridiculous.
And how are you feeling ahead of Kona?
Good, pretty good. Yeah, I don't feel too bad now. Today was more mentally, but I just ripped it up on the bike, and it's a shame I punched it, really, because I think I must have been about 90 seconds, 2 minutes up when I went, and I was feeling good as well. I wasn't really I didn't really attack. I just rode hard, and none of the others could keep up. So I'll do the same in Kona.
and you were looking really good on the run.
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I knew from some of my sessions what I'd been doing that the run was going all right, despite being out for 3 months. But I think every time you get injured, when you come back, you learn a bit more, don't you? How to come back quicker and stuff like that. So yeah, you learn learning each time, really, and knowing how to get fit quick, really.
And your time trial a few weeks, when was that, a few months or so ago now?
That was 5th of August.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, 12 hours, yeah. That gave my cycling a really good boost. To be honest, I'd probably do it again another time, because it wasn't that hard to recover from, but because of the benefits what I've had from it. Originally I thought I'd probably do Laura's. Yeah, maybe I'll do it again.
Dylan McNeice, 5th at Ironman Wales. First out of the water though, you're flying.
Yeah, I guess swim's my strength, so I just needed to try and use it. So the swim wasn't too much of a surprise for me, but I was really surprised on the bike. I think I got to about 120k, so after the first big lap before they caught me, so I was amazed with that. And I was a little bit silly, and I sort of tried to go with them a little bit, which kind of blew my legs for about 20 or 30k. But the bike was incredible. It's just so awesome out there, and so many people. And then the run's just mad as well, and so brutal. So I've had a rough sort of more than 12 months, so for me this was actually quite a good step in the right direction. So I really suffered the last couple of laps on the run, but I can't complain. I'm pretty happy.
In terms of sort of toughness of that course, do you think that is the toughest one you've done?
It's all relative, right? But just in terms of the bike's just constant. If you lose concentration, you lose time, and you can almost miss a corner. I almost came off coming back into Pembroke, just hit a corner way too fast and almost just had to basically ollie the gutter, or the curb, whatever you call it here.
So like a Jan Frodeno kind of style? Yeah.
Not quite as good as his. Probably not as, didn't look quite as good as his either. But it's brutal. I think the run's just next level, you think, oh, I'll relax on the downhills, but it just smashes your quads, and then you just end up with nothing. So yeah, it's tough.
And you've done some training with Joe Skipper, right? Is that right? Like, sort of previously in New Zealand ever? No?
With a little bit of Joe in New Zealand. To be honest, I don't want to train a show. He just trains like a crazy man. So I kind of train at the other end of the spectrum, and then hope I can race better. But Joe's a good guy, and he was chasing me down like a madman then. So I thought he was going to get me, but fifth was good. And he had some bad luck. He had a mechanical. So I think would have been his race to lose had he not had those issues.
And what did make you come to Wales for this?
To be honest, I did Ironman Frankfurt, and that was kind of just to have a dig at getting a spot for Kona. And like I said, I've sort of struggled the last 12 months, so it didn't quite pan out. And then I just looked at the calendar. I've been in Girona in Spain training, and I wanted a race that sort of inspired me a little bit. And I was like, I'd love to go to Wales and have a crack. And honestly, as soon as I arrived in Tenby, I just felt good. Like, it's just such a cool little place, and it's just full of energy. So it was easy to. I'd happily come back and race.
I was going to say, will you come back?
I don't know when I can or if I can, but I'll tell everyone it's a bucket list race, and like the town or the area just gets behind it so well, and it was awesome.
Phil, I like catching up with you at Ironman Wales, but I feel bad today having to stick a microphone in front of your face. So I guess it wasn't the race that you wanted.
No, I was really hopeful coming to this race because my form was a lot better than what it has been the last couple of years. I felt like the times I've been doing and stuff have been miles better, but yeah, when Joe came past, I just tried to stick with him, and then at 130k he dropped me, and I was just pedaling squares from then. And then I kind of recovered on the last 50k, sitting behind the guy who won. And I was all right till about 5k on the run, but then just that massive effort trying to follow him just like put pay to my entire race, really. So yeah, really, really disappointed. I think I retired about twice out there.
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, just a really, really tough day. It'll be difficult to bounce back from this one, so we'll see.
What did keep you going on the run? Did you want to pull the plug?
Oh yeah, I sat down with my dad and just said, my body just doesn't want it. It just will not go. But the only thing that got me round was everybody who gave me a cheer. I didn't want to let them down, and I've obviously got so much respect for this race that I was always going to finish. You know, even if I'd got 2 broken legs, I'd still finish because it's such a special race to me, and I've got the utmost respect for it. And I felt like if I didn't finish, then all the people that are giving me a cheer all day, thousands and thousands of people, I'd have just let them down. So that's what got me around, essentially.
So you think you might sort of retire from all this?
No, I definitely retired on the first and second lap, but then on the third and on the fourth lap, the last 5k I actually felt all right. So yeah, I think it's just the fact that I simply just overbiked at the end of the day. That was it, really. I mean, the standard of cyclist here is just absolutely crazy. So to come off the bike at the front was just a really tough day on the bike, and I simply just blew too many matches on that bike, just trying to follow Joe, because as soon as you get onto that second lap of the bike, if you're not at the front, I've learned from previous years, the front always has like a police motorbike, so the age groups are aware that you're coming through. So if you're not at the front there, you're absolutely screwed, because you've got to shout for like 2 hours, like coming through, whereas if you're there. So literally my tactic was, I've got to be at the front to stand a chance, because otherwise you just absolutely hemorrhage time. So that was my tactic, and then literally about 5k since we made that turn, Joe just rode off, and there was literally nothing I could do, and I was just absolutely on my knees. There was just nothing in the tank. And like I said, then we passed him about 10k further on, and he'd punctured. And I was like, oh, typical. And then so thank God for that guy who won, because I just sat behind him and he just pulled me around. And then Stefan came through at the end, and the guy who pulled me around had some mechanical issue up the climb, so it was all kicking off, and then Stefan just shot down the hill, and I think everybody else saw what happened after that, you know.
So you're going to come back next year then?
Probably. I think I've still got mental scars from going so deep last year. But yeah, I'll just have to go home and reassess, and just try and get over it. But yeah, it's a deep cut, this one, so it might take a while to heal.
Phil, thank you very much.
No worries, thank you. Thanks to everybody who supported me as well, all the good luck messages and everything. And sorry I couldn't do the business. I felt like I was in a place where I really could do a good performance. Like I've been flying in training, and everything's been going so well. So I'm just really, really disappointed that I just couldn't show that today. So apologies to everybody out there who supports me, and hopefully I can get it right sometime soon.
So Nathan Ford, first age grouper over the line at Ironman Wales. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I honestly wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I did Challenge Roth about 8-9 weeks ago, and I haven't really done a lot of training since then. That was my A race this year, so I was coming into this race not really knowing what to expect, so I'm over the moon with that. Absolutely delighted.
And how many times have you done Tenby?
I've done it once before. It was in 2017.
The dreadful year.
Yeah, the dreadful year, yeah. So I was just so happy to see this weather today. Doing it in 2017, it couldn't get any worse than that. So the weather today was pretty much perfect conditions for a fast course. I'm not sure of my overall time, to be honest. I don't know what I did, but yeah, I'm delighted with the overall first age grouper. So yeah, I'm chuffed.
And your swim is ridiculously strong. You were like up there, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I was second age grouper out of the water. Again, I don't even know what time I did for the swim. I was just going into this race and just going through the motions and seeing what I could do. So I don't even know any of my splits. Yeah. So.
But you'll be going to Kona next year.
I don't know at the moment. I went last year, and it's an awesome experience. But I don't know. I'll have to sit down with my family and decide tonight, I think, and make a decision. So I'm not sure yet. It's just a cost, isn't it, for Kona? It's a lot of money, and to pay for the entry fee as well. It's quite tough unless you've got some good sponsors on board. So it is tough. So I'll have to make a decision. See if my dad can help me out, maybe.
I can't stop crying. I think I needed to do one more to let go, and I feel like I can let go. And I'm not crying because I was fourth. I'm crying because I don't want it to be over, and I think it is. And yeah, it's been so amazing. Triathlon's given me so much, and yeah, I just want to I want to do it all again. And I think Tenby, I mean, yeah, I thought last year was going to be enough, and it wasn't. And I'm glad I came back just to say goodbye, really. But I don't really want to say goodbye. But yeah.
And you still had, like, the support out there, as ever for you, was just off the wall.
Yeah, I think I got more shouts than anyone, and I think that was, yeah, I think that's why I can say goodbye to Tenby now. It's just been such triathlon's given me so much, and the people, I just always humbled, and today, like, you know, it was a tough day, but I'm just amazed by everyone, and yeah.
And so all the way through, like especially more on the run, because that's like where everyone's kind of in your face supporting. Like, were you kind of holding back the tears throughout the whole run?
I feel like even everyone that's running is shouting. I can't describe it, and the fact that I was still getting those shouts, and I was in fourth, and I was, you know, half an hour behind. I feel like it is my goodbye to Tenby, and my proper goodbye. But it's good to finish knowing that you know, I needed to do this, and I have no regrets, and probably one of the most special days. But I'm sure the course has got harder. It used to feel easier.
But it's like, it's on your terms. Like, you've come back, it's on your terms today.
I think that's it, isn't it? It's yeah. No, stopping when it's ready, and I don't want to stop, but yeah.
Well, you've
it's
got
time.
You've been the most inspirational triathlete, and the way that you've conducted yourself, you know, and in your working life as well. You're an incredible person. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
What an amazing athlete Lucy Gossage has been, and she said that obviously in that interview as well, and then she's put sort of similar statements out, but in the statements you can't hear the tears, and you can hear the tears in that interview. It was a very emotional Lucy at the finish line, but yeah, what a blooming incredible athlete.
Yeah, a legend of British sport, no question.
There you go.
Now, speaking of legends of sport, not British sport, but we had Challenge Almere also going on this weekend, and there was another win held for Yvonne Van Valerian, who not only won Challenge Almere, but broke 9 hours again. For about how many times must that be now? Sub 9? It's something like 20 something, isn't it?
That is, yeah. Well, it's something remarkable. But wasn't that her? That was her done.
Is that her done as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was her sort of final race, because obviously, flying Dutch woman, incredible athlete, and you'd go out, wouldn't you, in your home race?
With 8:56 in a home race. Well done. And then over on the male side, it was a win for Matt Troutman, who
former Ironman Wales winner.
Yeah, he went 7:50 to win that, so super fast. And it's also noticeable because Christian Hergenhaug from Denmark was second there. He was the winner of Ironman Hamburg. He's gone 7:53.52. And I just interviewed one of his friends this week, Mateus Peterson, who broke the record for the fastest ever Ironman debut when he went 7:52. So his mate Christian there has run him extremely close for the Danish record. So listen out for that interview with Mateus next week coming up. So that's cool, hey?
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so Coach's Couch this week, Hells. I just wanted to do a quick one here because I know loads of people have been racing Ironman Wales and will have either had a fantastic race or a difficult race. I want to do a quick reminder about the importance of reviewing your race afterwards, because I think and be careful how I say this, but because of the nature of the Wales course, it's so hard and hilly on the bike and it's so hilly on the run, it's really hard for anybody to hit any kind of sort of pace and power and speed targets, especially the how fast overall they wanted to go kind of targets. So I think what you've got to do afterwards is, as you start to come down from the excitement of it, analyse what went really, really well and celebrate what went right in it. Because it's easy to look at that and be a bit deflated a couple of days later and have the Ironman blues and go, I didn't go as fast as I wanted. But there are always mitigating factors about why you didn't go as fast as you want to. And Wales, being as hilly as it is, has lots of those mitigating factors. So in order to give you a framework to do it, we've got a link to download our free Analysing Your Race Performance document that will help you review your race and hopefully get loads of positives from it as well. Team OA's got loads of offers for coaching for triathlon, running and cycling events on, from everyone for total beginners all the way through to Kona qualifiers. And we've even got a money back guarantee for 30 days. So if you're interested in finding out how coaching with Team OA and the time training system can help you improve, you can book a free coaching consultation with me over Skype. There's a link in the show notes. This week we're going to play a quick little blast from team member Anthony de Kock about his coaching experience in the team.
I just finished my Xterra Belgium, very tough race. It was really hard, but in the end I finished it, and I thought it would be a great moment to make a bit of a testimonial for our Team Oxygen Addict. Because if I couldn't have done this and the other half distances I've did in the past period without them. When I started 3 years ago, I needed a coach because I was very busy with my work. I didn't have any experience, so I looked around and I ended up with Rob. And Rob is a great guy. It's very easy because you get your training through Training Peaks. You can adjust if needed. And what's also great is the Facebook interface, the Team Oxygen Addict private group, because you can ask Rob anything you want and he will reply really quickly on that. And the bonus there is there are a lot of other people in the group as well. So people who are reading messages, sharing ideas and doing stuff. So that's also great because it makes you part of a team. And it's fun to read race reports, tips, experiences, and see each other in the call. So yeah, I'm happy I joined Oxygen Addict, and I think it's a great solution because especially if you're time constrained, it's very easy. You don't need to spend much time because Facebook covers you. Rob is quick. So I would say if you need a coach, time constrained or not, go for him. Why not join us? I hope to see you quickly on Facebook.
Okie dokie. So some spots of news held this week, sponsored by Foodcell. So guys, Foodcell is the top tube nutritional carrier of choice. Hells is going to be one strapped to my TT bike this coming weekend at Outlaw X. How exciting.
You're looking forward to racing?
I am indeed. I'm looking forward to having a zoom around Outlaw X for a bit of fun. My Foodcell is going to be loaded with my spares kit. I'm going to have my gels stashed elsewhere. But Foodcell is a great solution to carrying your gels and your flapjacks. You can either bolt it onto your top tube or use the Velcro straps to fix it there. And you can carry your gels, your food, your spares kit out of the wind. You can get it open and closed with one finger if you're keeping your food and gels in there as well, which is awesome. And the price has been reduced by £5 down to $39.99. They're going to be at Outlaw X as well. They're going to have a stand there, so pop over and see them. They've usually got some kind of exciting promo going on at Outlaw weekends. I'll be mooching around their stand at some point as well, so come over and say hi if you see us, and get yourself a Foodcell over at foodcell.co.uk. Also this week, Hells, you are going to be over in Italy, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am.
Italy.
I head over tomorrow.
Italy, not Outlaw Italy.
No, not Outlaw Italy. Very much Ironman and 70.3, and then there's a 51.50 race, there's a night race, all these kind of things. So I am out there with Sports Tools International and Racehorse as a race host, so very much looking forward to that. I need to sort of do my washing from Tenby. I went in the sea, Rob, in Tenby.
The swim.
I had a very short swim. Nice. I was scared about the jellyfish, but there weren't any. That was a pure joy. Sweet. Ironman Italy should be, I hope it's good fun, should be good fun. There are quite a few interesting people. Let's talk about the
pro race, shall we?
Yeah, on the list.
Big news, I think.
He's going to be racing. Yep. He says, because he didn't have the race, he said he was not too happy with his race at in Dunleary.
No. Hopefully get slightly better weather in Italy, hey?
Oh, well, yeah, hopefully. And he said, he's head down and full steam ahead was what he said after Dunleary. So, yeah, I think in an interview I heard with him fairly recently, he was looking for to get a Kona qualifying sorted, basically.
Start quinning for next year, hey? Yep. Well, it's going to be a good race, I think, because according to the old tryrating.com, he's up against Ivan Tutakin, Yaroslav Kokovic, and Cam Worth, all rated within a couple of minutes of each other. So, yeah, it's a fast old course out there by the look of things. So, we're looking forward to see whether Cam Worth can put together another fast run, hey?
That'd be cool. And in the women's race, I know Michelle Vesterby is on the start list. So she raced at Ironman Copenhagen, and I was like, oh my god, that is impressive. After giving birth to her boy, I think in May.
Yeah.
So
okay,
yeah. So she didn't finish on the podium in Copenhagen, but even still to be able to do a full Ironman just a few months later is it's pretty impressive stuff. So yeah, she's down on the start list of the women's race.
Yeah, it's going to be big pro fields as well. There's 20 pro women down and something like 40 something male pros as well. So yeah. Great stuff. So you're going to be over there. People can come and say hi to you if they are racing either Ironman Italy or 70.3 Italy or even 51.50 Italy.
Yeah, look out for the. I think there'll be like Racehorse sort of signs. I think that's how you'd see us. I'm sure.
The sign says, "Helen's over here. Come and say hi.
No.
Come and say hi. Bring me some cake."
Signs. Yeah, bring cake. But no, obviously, if you're out there with Sports Tours International and Racehorse, you will. You'll know what's happening.
To meet the legend that is Helen Murray. Awesome. All right, so next week we've got the interview coming up with Mateus Peterson, the fastest debut Ironman in history when he went 7:52 at Copenhagen. He's a really lovely kid, actually, Hells. I had a really nice chat with him, and a real great example of someone who, like, during the interview, it turns out he hasn't got any sponsors despite going 7:52. So somebody sponsor that kid. We put that call out a few years ago for Lucy Charles Barkley, didn't we? And she's done all right since then.
Yeah, she's done fine.
She's even on the telly every time there's an advert for Zwift on. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, cool. We should wrap this up then. Listen, everyone, thanks very much for listening. If you completed Ironman Wales, congratulations. If you took part and didn't manage to get to the finish line, commiserations, but you'll come back stronger. It's a tough old course, and you did a brave thing just by getting yourselves on the start line. All right, and so until next week, I'm Coach Rob Wilby.
And I'm Helen Murray.
And you've been listening to the Oxygen Addict Triathlon Podcast. We'll speak to you all again soon. Cheers now, everybody. See ya.